Hey everyone, how you guys doing today? I am just following up from our previous video. We're just gonna do a bunch of to-dos live. This could be a short video, this could be a long video. I'm just gonna go with the punches. I'm gonna have fun. That's the key, having fun. Because this shit is fun. And I've had a lot of fun today. It was irritating until yesterday because I wasn't moving. Um, but I feel very differently today. I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. Um, I'm gonna do something super simple first, which is to just commit. Wait, no, not here. Here, git commit. Actually, let me do git diff first. See if there's anything. I think it's just mostly adding and removing some to-dos. Setup database. Why is setup database and organize endpoints and Yak I finished? Where did my setup database go? Oh, it's right there. Ah, there you go. It's moved up. Okay. Figure out one. Yeah, it's just a bunch of to-dos. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Git commit -m. Added and removed some to-dos. Git push. Whatever. I actually didn't need a push right there. So this one's a super simple one. Name equals dunder main. Let me confirm that. So basically what I'm trying to do is there's a dunder name magic variable. And it's generally good practice that before you start your script, your project is to do if dunder name equals dunder main. Because then in the long run, same thing if you want to open source the package or something like that, that's your gold standard. It's like, can you open source the package, right? Now, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to, right? Because there's going to be business logic and stuff in there. But actually, even then, you should A, adhere to those standards because A, it'll make your code better, but B, also because if you're designing it well, all the business logic stuff should be injected into it, like your config and this and that, right? And have it be super generalizable so that anyone can spin it up however the way they want to, and you just still do it your specific way, right? Especially a very simple thing is with AI stuff, it's actually better to open source it. Someone else will help you develop it in a sense, and at the same time you get the capacity so what I'm looking for. And you still keep a lot of stuff to yourself, like prompts and stuff. You should be injecting your prompts via some files or directory where there's prompts and stuff, and you can ignore those or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't want to ignore my prompts though. Because I do want to version track my prompts. How do I do this? It's a good question. I'm gonna add it to my to-do, just as a generalized exploration. Explore how to version control prompts separately from app. Yeah, that's a good one, I think. Let's see. Just adding more to-dos. Yeah. So what I wanted to Google was dunder main dunder. If is a common idiom that allows code to run only when script is executed directly as the main program rather than when it's imported as a module. Special name variable is set to the module's name when import, but it's set to dunder main when the script itself is the entry point of the program. This is used for indicating test cases or script-specific logic in a file that can also be imported by other programs without unintended execution. Yeah, so this is great for tests as well. I didn't even think about that. Uh, so that's pretty simple. I'm just gonna hit tab here, and boom. I'm gonna do a quickie test over here in local over here, even in Postlandia. This one will be wrong always, but that's fine. This should be 500. These should be 200. Params. Actually, I'm just gonna send all. Oh, error sending request because my server is not up right now. Let's do that on, and let's hit send all again. Let's just make sure all the endpoints are working. Ooh, what is this? Attribute app not found in module main? What? Attribute app not found in main. If dunder name dunder main FastAPI? Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so there's a point here under main. Similar. Is to have some code that is executed when your file is called with blah. Let's say if your file under name in your file created automatically by Python will have as value the string. So section blah will run. This won't happen if you import that module file. Okay. If you have another file, will not have variable with a value of under main, so the line will not be executed. But why does let me see if I can just look up the error. Uvicorn? I mean, I basically what I think is happening is that none of this is executing because that's actually when you run it through Uvicorn, not the entry point of the app. Instead Uvicorn. Uvicorn main app, module name, app instance name. Dunder name, dunder main. Let me do it like that. Nope, none of that's helping me. Oops, I did not mean to open that in a new window. This is not where I expected to get stuck. I thought this would be super simple. Okay. That means I still... Actually, I'm not doing any loggers here. I should remove these lines. Okay. So I don't think this is gonna work. So I'm just gonna shift tab this back, comment it out. Let's make sure this is working now. Oh, there you go. It is. I'm gonna just fire all these off really quickly. Let's see, why is this why is there an internal server error? X. I think it's because I'm JSONifying an empty string, so I think that's the problem. So if I add a body here, not URL encoded, JSON, foo bar, and yeah, webhook incoming payload, foo bar. We'll test it with an actual one as well. Let me move my face. Unlock my phone so it doesn't prompt me to unlock my phone. And say hi. And boom, yeah, it shows up right here, no problem. Okay. So I think this needs to just be cleared up. I'm pretty sure I can remove both of these lines. Let's see. Let's hit send all. Seems to be fine. Wait, no. Control C, clear. Run it again and hit send all. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I got the webhook. It's all async, so it just came off in whatever order. That's fine, it's no biggie, but everything's working. I'm gonna commit this really quickly. Just doing a quick git diff. Git commit -m. Cleaned up. Oh wait. Removed calls to. Actually no. Before I do that, let me Command Shift P rough, because I knew there were some unused imports there. Let me just remove that. Removed calls to get rel logger in main as it is unneeded. cleared up a few to-dos. Okay, commit -m -a. Yep. Let's see. Add generic root endpoint here. Why the hell not? Def root none no, not return none. Dict stir return hello world. Let's add a one over here, and let's send that. That should send hello world. Log test also does hello world, but log test actually tests. So I'm going to switch this from hello world to foo bar control C, clear one, and send all. Yep, seems to have gotten everything. I got my kaboom, got my webhook, got the access loggers for everything. Okay. Yeah, I got everything. Seems like it at least. Where's my basic hello world? Oh, because I'm not logging inside of it. I could log, but why? I mean, I have the access logs to tell me when it's hit. Let me just scroll to the bottom and hit the root endpoint to see what that access log looks like. Foobar. See paths ///WA. Yeah, I'm getting it. It's all good. So that's an easy one. Easy peasy. Git diff git commit -m added generic endpoint on root git commit -m -a. I'm just gonna take care of them. Yeah, okay, so these I will look into later. Let us start with, I don't have any independencies. There you go. That's what I thought. Let me actually just focus on the to-dos. I won't just look at main, I'll look at dependencies. So this is the first one. Well, let me look at the ones in routers first. Okay, let me think about these because I added these earlier, but I don't know if I want to stick to them. Whatever. Okay. It just looks kind of odd in here to add dummy endpoints router. I'm just gonna go super descriptive on the names. Yeah, I think I'm not that dumb. Just where's the routers in it? Okay. FN F2 router for dummy endpoints. No. Router for WA. By the way, in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing, it's like if I press F2, essentially what happens is it allows me. Is my audio being captured? Yeah, by the looks of it. Hello? Okay, yeah. So I think this is so basically wherever this name is used, it's replaced. So like I did it here with F2, but if you go to wa.py, see router for wa.get, router for wa.post, right? Still doesn't like it's not succinct because router is definitely more succinct, but this is more descriptive, and I think explicit is better than implicit. I'm just going back to the Zen of Python for that. So okay, that's 1 to do down. Now about this next one, because this affects both of my dunder inits, honestly. See, over here and over here. I'll have some to-dos and dummy endpoints as well. And I'll set the prefix on API router. Yeah, I should do that. I should do that. Figure out why unused import issue and maybe switch to using all. So the essence is this issue over here, F401 for unused import. And they've started improving the suggestion wherein essentially I can consider removing, well, obviously not in a dunder init. In every other situation, it's safe, but not in a dunder init.py. Adding to dunder all, which is essentially like a list of strings, which affects only like from when you do from import star and you have dunder all, it will import the things in dunder all only, right? So if someone does from import star, from something import star, it'll only import the things in dunder all. It does not stop someone from importing like from something import something else, right? So if there is something that's not in the dunder all that they want to import, they can still do that. It's just that that specific ability is changed. So neither of these are good options for me per se, because it only changes the import star behavior, which I do not plan on using. I just want to up import so that I can import from the top level file instead of going routers.dummy endpoints, blah, blah, blah. And so the last option is using a redundant alias. But why is my main issue is why is using redundant alias fix F401? PLC 0414 redundant alias or I can reproduce this. I'm not sure about the best. What I want to understand is because this basically traces back to MyPy. Why does MyPy suggest redundant alias for dunder init dunder.py files? I'm curious. Message in made with from an explicit it's effectively re-exports it, for example, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so that's essentially it, for if you didn't know what a redundant alias was, this is exactly what it is, right? When you do from something import something as something, right? Instead of like as s, right? To shorten the name, because that's what the point of aliasing is, right? It's like you don't import numpy, you import numpy as np because no one wants to type out the whole numpy again and again. Using MyPy might flag this as redundant. Is the okay? No, it's that's not the issue. Pyrite. Export symbols and import from this behavior addresses the way type checkers, including Pyrite, interpret what symbols are considered part of and type checking. When you import a symbol into a dunder file, it might be intended for re-export as part of the package's public API, correct? However, type checkers like Pyrite by default might consider such an import as a private detail of the dunder file and not automatically re-exported by the package. PEP 484 an explicit re-exports. PEP 484, which defines Python's type hints, suggests using redundant aliases, or the all variable in dunder init py to explicitly declare which imported symbol should be considered part of the public interface and re-exported. This makes the intent clear to both human readers and type checkers. Report private import usage diagnostic. Pyrite has a diagnostic rule called private import usage. If this rule is enabled, which it is by default with basic type checking rules, it will flag imports in dunder init py that are not explicitly re-exported, as it interprets them as private and not intended for external use. Ensuring type checker compatibility. By adding redundant aliases or using dunder all, you're providing explicit signals to Pyrite and other type checkers about the intended visibility and re-export. Okay, so this is a chicken and the egg problem. So Pyrite essentially decided, or not just Pyrite, I'm guessing this is like a type checker social thing wherein they just thought that, okay, the best way, because unused imports are a problem, they're definitely a problem basically everywhere except for dunder and py, and even there it can be kind of weird, so we still need to report it, but we need to provide a way for them to do it in another way. And one way is to do dunder all, which only affects the behavior from import star, from something import star, right? So redundant alias is the only other option, because if you do the dunder all, I mean, that's not really what I would consider good behavior for other people to do in my repo, and my repo is too small to actually even bother defining a dunder all. And once it becomes big enough, you still want to do both to some extent, because you want to have it under all for catching the people who are crazy enough to do from something import star, but you also just want to up import certain things. So, okay, I just do redundant aliases. Fuck it. So as route, I'm just going to Command C, oops, Command V, Command C, as Command V, Command C, as Command V. Okay, now I bet it's too long. Okay, it's not too long, but it's not done. Why is it doing that? Is it because this is too long? Okay, whatever. Command Z, yep, Command Shift Z, Command Shift P, fix. Like I said, the reason I like this is just like, I don't think about this, right? I'll just let Rough do the thinking for me. Command Shift P, I think it's gonna auto add the line, yeah, it did. Boom, boom. I don't believe this should break anything. I'm gonna just fix this in dunder init py over here as well. Oh boy. It also means I'm gonna have to break this up from dependence, C's dot settings import environment variables as get command C, command V, command C as command V, command so rel loggers is captured, get rel loggers is captured, JSON formatter is captured, command C as command V, command C as command V, command C as command V. It's just fun to just say that again and again. Command V, command C as command V. Let's clear out that to do. Let's clean this up with rough. Yarp. That's everything. That's everything. No, I'm gonna stop doing that. Okay. Well, I have a to do and set explore making the following part of the lifespan function. I will come back to that later. I just added that a little bit ago. Switch with get rel logger. Okay, yeah, this is an easy fix. But before that, let me hit all of these really quickly. Yeah, they're all working, no problem. Let me just double check that. And let me check over here. Yeah, it's got everything. Still working. Get diff. I'm just gonna do clear. Yeah, I just renamed some variables. Essentially. Commit -m, added redundant aliases, to dunder init.py up imports as suggested by F401 rough -m renamed router objects to match the match glob router _4 _ star -m -a. There you go. Switch to get rel logger. That's pretty easy. So from dependencies, import get rel loggers. Logger equals get rel loggers. Just gonna, so this one would affect the context manager, so it should clear. Let's just run it. I see the application started. Do I see application shutdown? Yes, I do. Okay, so we can clear this out as well. Command Shift P. Fix all auto-fixable problems. Thank you, Ruff. You are so kind. Oh, so damn kind. It is 2:30 in the morning and I'm goading. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna end this and probably gonna do a Pokemon Pocket video. It's gonna be a specific Pocket video because I updated my Raikou EX deck, and I think it. I wouldn't say it's still like beating the top, but it's better. I think it's loads better. Anyways, so this is working. No problem. So let's diff this. Git commit -m. Switched to using get rel logger instead of get logger. Pretty simple, straightforward thing. Let's see, settings, there's a to-do here. Explore getter class / method / pydantic models for individual env vars. Environment variables FastAPI dependency. Settings equals settings, get settings. I can set up a cache on that. I can do this. Yeah, this is what I already know. If I search granular environment variables, oh, this is just basic. Pydantic settings. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep it like this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna strike this off and keep it as is. I don't think it makes sense otherwise. Fix all auto-fixable problems. I don't know if there even was anything. Explore making the following a part of the lifespan function. Yeah, because I'm not running any super important code in lifespan. I could set this up in lifespan actually. But what I'm curious about is if I set it up in lifespan, would it just kill the app startup? You know what? Let's just test it out. Where is it? It is in, go here. Where's lifespan? It's in context manager. Raise exception. Nope, Control C. Control C, clear. Application startup failed exiting. It's really gnarly looking trace back over here. All right, so it does work. We'll just test it one more time. From dependencies, import get-rel loggers. As well as app lifespan. Wait, no, not app lifespan. Set logging level root. Command C. Command V. Get env bars. Get env bars. Right, let's go back to main and comment that out. Sorry. This is what I wanted to comment out. Oh boy. Oh boy. Above exception is direct cause of the following. Why is there an inability to configure? Is this the issue? No. So wait, this is not the issue. When did this break? It was working a while ago. Main. Line too long, 90 greater than 88. Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna change that because now that I noticed that, I'm like, get out of here. Oh boy. Let's collapse this class. Oh man, I think I have to change. I think that might be the issue. Nope. Okay. Get status. I'm just gonna go get restore. Get restore dependencies. Get status. Okay. Let's try and run this. Okay. So right now everything is working. Okay. Explore making the following part of the lifespan function. Okay. Right. So I go into context managers and I say in context manager, oh, because it's not from from dependencies import set logging level root. Okay, so far so good. Set logging level root. I need to call this function with the get env function. So get env vars. Okay. What the hell is going on? Why is me importing get env vars breaking my logging? Cannot import name get env vars from partial initialization module. Oh, okay, I see. It's a circular import. That's why. It's like paying too much attention to this. I didn't realize this. That makes so much sense. So, okay, yeah, because I'm importing getting vvars here. Why is me importing getting vvars here a circular import? So, getting vvars is in settings. Settings is not importing anything. Set logging level on root comes from app logging. Okay, so somehow this is causing some sort of import error. Why is this a circular import? I don't understand. I import get env vars here. Get env vars. Nope. So cannot resolve. Circular imports uvicorn logging. But JSON formatter does it need getting vars? Command F, env. No. All right, I'm just gonna go with can't do that because of circular import. Exactly why this is called, I'm guessing it has something to do with UVcorn, because UVcorn is really running the show here. I am not. This is not a pure ASCII implementation from scratch or anything like that. So there's some stuff I just have to accept. I'm not gonna lose my mind over that. I am so curious though. Let me see if there's any Stack Overflow code. No, not duplicate logging. Huh. Okay. No. Logger down info application shut down. All right. So we just got rid of the to do. It is what it is. I'm just gonna get rid of this to do because I don't think we're getting that done. Fix a lot of fixable problems. I think even for this one, I feel like it's additional overhead to create whatever structure you need just to make sure you're getting just that var. Like, there is a thing about, oh, you want to do that to not pollute the namespace, but then again, this thing is cached, and whatever variables it contains would be within the namespace of like the function that calls it or whatever, and then you can, I feel like that's fine. I feel like that's not overhead, so we're just gonna remove that to do. Set path prefix on the dummy endpoints, add logging for the raw request and response. Main.py. Okay, I'm not even looking at main.py because that's like way too many. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna go into to-do tree. App logging is fine. Settings is also fine. Let me just do a quick git diff and see. Git diff. Yeah, git commit -m removed a few to-dos. It's like a little dopamine hit. Every commit is like a dopamine hit, you know? And that's kind of what pushes me through these small things, which they're not like, they're like cleanup, and they're kind of fun in a way, but also kind of boring in a way. And it helps get the gears turning. You know what I'm saying? In README, add logging for the raw request and raw response, and then main.api. So I just basically have to set the prefix here, set the prefix here, and do. So set the prefix. In dummy endpoints and WA. Add logging for the raw request and response. Hmm. 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 Sorry, I'm like just determining whether I want to do all of these right now or if I want to save them for tomorrow. And like, it is almost 3 a.m., but also these aren't too bad. Prefix. Open. Prefix. Believe I can just add the prefix on the API router object itself. Yeah, I can. Okay. So prefix equals dummy. I'm just gonna call this like this, which would mean to get yak. I'm sure all of these will fail. Yeah, see? All of these failed, which makes sense. Not found, not found, not found. I'll check what my logging is like. Yeah, I'm getting the middleware. Dummy. 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 Oops. And then hit send all. Okay, now we're all working fine. Let's check the server. Yep. And I am going to remove that to do. And moving in from there into this, I am going to prefix equals /WA, which means I can do this and this, right? Let me hit all of these endpoints again really quickly. Actually, let me here run this again. Send all. Yeah, I got my foobar webhook, got my logger. Should get Kaboom somewhere. Yeah, this is Kaboom over here. Yeah, we're good. So I can remove that to do as well. So nothing in dependencies, just notes. In routers, What are the 300 series status codes? The reason I'm thinking that is because as I was thinking about doing this, I'm like, wait, I'm gonna add another to do, and I'm gonna write it out right now. Like in my head, I thought that, and then I started googling. But before I did that, I'm like, okay, before I do continue on that, let me write this down. Change log level based on response status code. All right. Multiple choices. Moved permanently. Found previously moved the requested 300 multiple. The request has more than one possible response, and the client or user needs to choose one. This is often used for content negotiation, where the server offers different formats or languages for a resource. Okay. Well, I am going to just dump the entire object. Is my battery dying? No, but like, there you go. Now we're back. It's like super patchy for a moment. I don't know what's going on. It's still super like frames are skipping. I'm not sure why. Okay. Logger.info. I'm actually going to change this all up and move a bunch of this up here actually. HTTP underscore requests. Actually, I'm just gonna copy this and update this. Both of these can go because obviously we don't have the response status code, right? HTTP request. Okay. Payload. Comma. Request.json. Is it a function or? I wrote that in the WAPI. What did I do? Rec.json. It's a function, yeah. Request.json. And then do the same here, except payload colon response.json. And this is where why does response not have a .json type? Oh, this only applies with the JSON object. I see. I see what the problem is. Okay, I don't know what to do here. In the middleware. So this part I definitely want. If is instance response JSON. Let me actually import that. Where is it? JSON. The hell? Okay, I think I need to import this from Starlet directly. From Starlet import JSON dot responses import JSON response. Render. Else response. Okay. What if the response is just the challenge? Okay, let me try something. Import JSON. JSON.dump FP dumps response. Okay, let's actually response payload request payload request dot JSON comma and let's remove this again. Let's just have one log that has the request and the response in it. Honestly, I think this exact thing is exactly where trace IDs and stuff become important. But let's see what happens when I hit let's say this one, because it's not supposed to return anything. Yup type of object streaming response is not JSON serializable. Um, if I just did string. Stir response. Wait. And now we have a stream consumed. That's what I thought. I think payload logging should be done in the appropriate routes directly. I think that would be the best way to do that, and then just have this be with trace IDs. I think I'm just because this is starting to make less sense to me now. So I'm just gonna Command Z the fuck out of this file. Oh. Okay. Change log level based on response status code. Okay, so a request method, request URL path, response status code. If I did print request.json here, I don't know. Let's see if I break this. Say I await this. Foo bar. Okay. Request payload west.json. Okay. What if I hit this internal server error? I thought so. I think everything that's appropriate about the request to log, we log in the main route, as well as logging the payload that we send back out. Yeah, I think that's fine. Right, because there's too much variability here with what type of payload it is. Okay, so we're fully abandoning the adding the raw request and response, and we're going to make that the responsibility of the endpoint itself. Now the status code thing, this on the other hand, I think meta underscore data equals, I'm just gonna copy all of this. Command C, V, Shift Tab, keep this open. Okay, it's gonna do that. I'm gonna place this with metadata. This actually doesn't need to anymore be like this. Level equals what does the response status code do? I'm just gonna comment that out real quickly. Just gonna hit a random endpoint, whatever, doesn't matter. Response status code, yeah, it gives you the actual integer. So 20 is info, 10 is debug. All right. Right, because logging level is 10. I have it set to 10. And that's why, you know what? I'm just gonna hit log test really quickly. Figure that out. Oh, command slash. There you go. And yeah, 20 is info. So should I get it from loggers? From logging import info warning critical, no, error critical. From logging import info warning. I'm just gonna do a switch statement. I think it's called case. Man, flip, I completely forgot how to do this. Where is... I'm just gonna close all of these. Go to app logging. How do you do this again? It's match, it's not case. God damn it, I made this same mistake again as last time. Match. Oh, this is ugly as hell. I'm gonna tap that out. Oh, I see what the issue is. It's like the indentation doesn't seem right here. And I know why. So shift tab that whole thing. And then tab this whole thing out. There you go. That's correct. Ooh, that was like that. I'm like, what is wrong with this indentation? Something is wrong with it. Got like super hyper focused on that. Match. Meta data. No, I'm not gonna do that. Response dot status code. Case. Case ln if ln less than equal logging info. Huh? How is this working? What? What in the world is going on? How to write match statements Python? Month is equal to 5, case month if temperature greater. Yeah, let me check the W3 schools thing. Wasn't I supposed to end this video a while ago? I think I was, and then I completely forgot about ending it. Match day, case 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, that's fine. Case and match Python with ranges? I don't know how else to say it. Not like literally use range. I'm so confused as to why does this work? I'm gonna look at this. Someone introduced match, although it doesn't support direct containment checking, so we'll have to exploit the guard feature. Up to personal taste. For earlier versions, it looks like you already tried the obvious way to implement. So hopefully this will take me to the actual documentation that can explain this. Okay, it takes me to the PEP, thank you. Once again, the PEP. So I get it. It's a Pythonic switch statement. I get it. It's pretty awesome, but I'm just trying to do the basic thing, and I'm like so annoyed that I don't know. Let me search guard. Can do some powerful data filtering, but sometimes you may wish for the full power of it. Let's say that you would actually like to allow a go command only in a restricted set of directions based on the possible exits. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. The guard is not part of the pattern. It's part of the case. It's only checked if the pattern matches. Let me look at the base. So if it's quit, print goodbye, right? Because command dot split is some string that you're splitting, right? That's fine. Matching multiple values. Drop star objects. Series of commands, drop key, drop sword, drop cheese, this interface. in a single command like drop key sword. Ah, okay. So that's actually kind of neat. Quick intro for one point print man, variables in case statement Python, I don't know. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Red codes. This is the thing you match, right? This is the thing I have. Right? And that's what we do here in app logging. We match level number. And then if this line works, we return self.blue. What does ln essentially in this case mean? Shit, I don't know. Take this into PGPy. Going to unindent this. Let's say that's 30, 31. Import logging. Print ln. Command C. Okay, now let's just ev run pg.py print 31, 24. Okay, wait, I see what my problem is. F string ln okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 324. Okay. Case match wildcard and then use guard. Python. So if neither one of these key, match case Python. I'm going to the official docs. Lord save me. I'll go into more control flow tools here. Command F case. Case. There you go. Match statements. Takes an expression, compares values to successive patterns. Patterns can look like unpacking assignments. Okay. Classes structure your data blah. Fine. Patterns can be arbitrarily nested. No problem. Okay. Match color. Jesus. When I do case some variable, you know what? I have an idea. I've been loath to use ChatGPT recently after the 5.0 update. Let's see. What does case ln match? Hopefully you can explain this to me. Okay, so I had a feeling it would be something like that. But I'm gonna ask for links. Can you give me links to the official Python docs that prove this to me? Okay, let's go to the specification. That should help. Dedent subject expression. Match statements first evaluates the subject expression. If a comma is present, a tuple is constructed using the standard rules. Resulting subject values then used to select the first case block whose pattern succeeds matching it and whose guard condition, if present, is truthy. If no case blocks qualify, the match statement is complete. Otherwise, the block of the selected case block is executed. The usual rules. Name bindings made during a successful pattern match outlive the executed block and can be used after the match statement. So let's search name bindings. A secondary outcome, we may say the pattern binds a value to name and sub patterns tried. So let me just do name binding and then search. Okay, syntax. The single underscore is not a capture pattern. This is what expresses is treated as a wildcard pattern. Capture pattern always succeeds. Binds the subject value to the name using the scoping rules for name binding established for the walrus operator. Summary, the name becomes a local variable in the closest containing function scope unless there's an applicable non-local or globals. A given name may be bound only once. This just allows Okay, just gonna Google that. Is this Bacchus Nor? Full grammar specification. Oh boy. Bacchus Nor. Pattern capture target name. Grammar. That's not what I'm asking for. Single underscore wildcard pattern always succeeds. It binds no name. What does this mean? Wonder if it'll be Python grammar. You fucking moron. No. Bacchus Nor. In BNF/PG grammar, like what Python uses. Fucking moron, ChatGPT. Holy crap, it's already 3:30. A little soaked in on. I just like, I want to break out all the small stuff, so tomorrow I'm like, okay, refocus on the big stuff, you know? Has a different meaning than in normal Python code. Here, name, a rule or token like an identifier, a literal string consisting of an underscore, negative look ahead operator, PG specific, not Python runtime specific. Python used internally since Python 3.9 PG. This rule should not match here. Essentially, it's a negative, like saying fail if this comes next. Match name only if the next thing is not underscore. So it first checks look ahead. Otherwise, continue parsing name. Oh, okay, I get it. That makes sense. So it is Bacchus Nor form. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. My back. Oh, Jesus, okay. Finally, now I know why this works. Such a stupid rabbit hole. That was fun. I did not know. Python, I really one day want to just like read all of the Python docs, because I'm actually like, I think before I used to actively run away from these docs, and they're super wordy, sure, but if you read them, there is so much there. It's awesome. Didn't drink some water. Sustenance. Getting back to the original thing, which is doing the stupid middleware. Okay, so sc if sc what do I care about? greater than equal to 400 equals I think a 40 is a good one. An error, even a critical. No, let's do greater than 500. Level equals 50. Case SC if SC greater than equal to 400. Level equals 40. Case SC if SC greater than equal to 300. Level equals 30. Honestly, I think this is no better than just doing an if-else statement, because I think the power is the actual exact match, which if I'm not doing that, I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't know. If you don't do exact match, is match statement better than if-else Python? Structural pattern match excels in matching against the structure of an object list for more sophisticated beyond simple value comparisons. Readability guards match readability and conciseness for complex signal involving multiple conditions or structural checks. Match can be more readable and concise than deeply nested if-else. Guards match statements can include if clauses. All right, whatever. Case underscore colon level equals 20. Right? Done log. Level. Message. Do I have status here? No, I don't. Status dot 500 http underscore 500 http tp underscore 500 status dot http 400 status dot http 300. Otherwise, just give me info, baby. Actually, I should reverse this. Yeah, I'm gonna reverse this. Case SC if SC less than status dot HTTP 300 level equals 20. Case SC if SC less than status dot http underscore 400 level equals 30 case SC. So if it's not less than 300 and it's not less than 400, if SC less than status dot http underscore 500 level equals 40, and then let's comment all of these out, set this to 50, right? Because info or anything less than 300 is the most common, so 20 is fine, and then 30 if it's one of the 300 errors, right? 40 if it's one of the 400 errors, and then 50 if it's none of those, right? Because that captures everything and puts the most common one up top. So we'll do that. I think this is fine. It's actually more readable as well. So if it's less than 300, yeah, this is gonna be fine. Let's see. Oh boy. I'm just gonna clear, run the app. Let's see this over here. Yep, it works. I'm happy. Okay, please tell me that's the last to do. Let me go into to-do tree. Succinctly note the limitations of base HTTP middleware. We'll get that, not main. Dummy endpoints is clear. Dependencies is clear. It's just this. You know what? Base HTTP middleware. Starlet. Middleware. Base HTTP middleware. Where's my README? Note on base HTTP middleware used in access logging middleware. And prevent changes to if you set a value for context var in your endpoint and try to reframe, you'll find the value's not the same. So just gonna remove that because the links aren't here, so that would make sense. Okay. I think with that I can remove this. Command Shift P, fix all fixable problems. Why is there so much empty space in the top? That doesn't make sense. Alrighty. Let's do a quick git diff. That's just some README changes. Okay, finally git commit -m. So changes to logging middleware, allowing different logging levels based on response status code -m. Router okay. Change logging middleware, allowing different logging levels based on response status code. That's one. Added path prefixes on API router objects directly. -m. Updated README with limitations of base HTTP middleware. -m. And I think that is well and truly the end of this video. I think this has gone on for far too long, way longer than I expected it to be. But I think we are in a spot where I can hit the ground running tomorrow on these to-dos, right? Some of these are trash, like the arepl for Python thing. It's not even important. I'm just gonna put it in like an ideas bin somewhere. I have like a category of ideas, and I just like shove stuff there. I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I might check it out again at some point, like one day when I'm bored. Look up refactoring VS Code extensions. Yeah, I don't know about that. API PyWAS server can pass API router instance test. Who knows? Create pydantic models from incoming webhook requests. Let me test this one out first, because then I don't have to worry so much about creating the pydantic models, which would be nice. Set up the database. Basically, we can like focus on the actual big ticket tasks, which tomorrow really starts with here. I am actually gonna pop this at the bottom. Note miscellaneous to-dos below. Like these are actually the important things. Yeah. So I think that's nice. I think this is a good stopping point. We did a lot of good stuff. And this is over here. I like listening to the Interstellar soundtrack. Makes me feel all epic while I'm working. Oh, my battery's almost dead too. So definitely this is the end of the video. Thank you all so much. This was a good video. I feel like I'm coming back to it, like I'm getting back into form. So yeah, boys. Catch you in the next one, which is almost definitely going to be a Pokemon Pocket video, because even though it's like almost 4 a.m, god damn, why is it so fucking late? I should be asleep. That's kind of a bummer. Yeah. Cause I got a cousin of mine that I dearly love who's coming at noon tomorrow, and I actually want to wake up and spend time with her and all that. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how tomorrow comes along, or today. I guess it's the same day. Either way, thank you all so much. Have a great one. Bye bye.